My Trisha, another one of your friends is dead, and that is a very nice diamond on your hand. Is it new? Trisha rolls up with her big smile on display, spotting lonely ladies with cash tucked away. No kids, no heirs, perfect match, what a treat. She'll be your maid, your confidant, your bestie. Helen was first, sweet old soul with the nun's dream. Left all her money for the dogs and the kitties. Trisha campaigned like a hero so fine. Give it to the shelter, the kitties will shine. Oh, Trisha the grifter, queen of your final breath. She'll hold your hand, pat your head, then count what's left in your bank account, your purse and your room. She's signing you up for life alert. Ka-shing, kaboom, from Helen to Beth, be the pattern so clear. She's the best friend you'll ever have, till you disappear. She's the best friend you'll ever have, till you disappear. Then comes Beth B, millionaire supreme. Another dear subscriber with an animal dream.
We're having technical difficulties. We're having technical difficulties, friends. What the hell? What the hell? What the hell? If you can hear me, put a 1. If you can hear me, put a 1 in the chat. To hell, damn it. Damn it, Janet. Oh no, that was not working. We lost our fun stuff, guys. Why did we?
Trisha the grifter strutting down round Beth B's yard. Brown loafer heels clicking like she owning it all. She found a lonely old woman. Trisha got a sparkle in her eye. Sweet tea and sympathy, then wave that phone goodbye.
She coos, oh honey, let me help you text your friends.
Next thing you know, that iPhone sliding in her purse and that phone is gone again.
Inheritance
Mic
check.
check. Mic check.
Signed,
1,
sealed,
2,
delivered
3.
with a kiss. Trisha
Can you hear me?
dreaming about all the way to the bank.
Are we good?
Just got
I
that
will be back.
sparkle in her
See, I've never
that
left.
devil in her stride.
Stealing purses, phones, and bank accounts.
Bonita Stacy's Clyde.
Trisha the grifter, queen of the con.
Grifting lonely ladies from dusk till
Hey.
dawn.
Phones
What
and
is
watches,
happening?
She takes them with glee, funding her fabulous,
Feeling
ridiculous
like
spree.
the ghost
Roach
of
pin right
TriSHAW.
down her chest.
The evil demon spirit of TriSHAW has gotten into my computer,
What
people.
a thief living large on.
Do I have
Oh,
my
Lauren,
music? I
Lauren,
don't have my
queen
music.
of the screen.
Okay, we got sound back, but why is there no music? Maybe. Hold on, let me see if it'll play through headphones. Man, I never do this live. It just all fell apart as soon as I went live. My apologies to everybody. Okay, I got sound. Okay, tell me. No, I don't. Oh my God. If you hear Trisha the Grifta, put a 1 in the chat. Do you hear it? We heard you in music at the same time for a bit. Yeah, I'm having major, there's some connection that is loose. Are we back? We're back. Yay! All right, I'm not going to move for the next hour. I'm not moving. I'm not even gonna blink my eyes lest I trigger my problems to start back up. That was wild.
Next thing
I hope everybody's doing great this Friday morning. Inheritance check.
Signed, sealed, delivered with a kiss. Trisha's laughing and dreaming about all the way to the bank. Trisha's got that sparkle in her smile, that devil in her stride. Stealing purses, phones, and bank
That's the best song in the world.
Trisha the grifter, queen of the con. Grifting lonely ladies from dusk till dawn. Phones and fortune, she takes them with glee. Funding her fabulous, ridiculous spree. Gold brooch pin right there on her chest. Flashing brighter than the lie she tells best. Trisha the grifter. Ooh, what a thief living large on somebody else's money.
Oh, yeah.
New fur coat dripping diamonds on her wrist. Attacking John Ramsey, he is at the top of her list. John Bonet, who she tweets with a sneer while sipping champagne.
Come on, everybody. Y'all come on in.
Brand new wardrobe, looking oh so fine. But did she steal those fancy threads from Beth B's closet line?
Flies away to midnight.
Hangers flying high,
In best dress.
waving that brooch to the sky. She's got that sparkle in her smile,
That devil in her stride.
stealing closets, cash and clout. Watch her take the
Take
ride.
the
Trisha the grifter, queen of the
All right.
Grifting lonely ladies from dusk till dawn.
We are going to no video today, Nikki. Hit the thumbs up, please. Thank you, BMD. I don't ever remember to tell anybody that until the very end.
What a thief living large on somebody else's
Somebody else this month. Oh, TriSHAW.
When the well runs dry and the marks are few.
Guess what I got? I got my CrimeCon pass for next year.
My darling.
Then she's gone without fail. Trisha the grifter, swinging through the night.
All right.
Dead under soft moonlight.
From
got
lonely
another
old ladies to Ramsey rents online.
She's funding chaos with somebody else's time.
Okay, that is our favorite song, Trisha the Grifter, written by me, and then the music was added by AI. So that's one of our favorite. But who can forget this beauty? It's a fun little song, little ditty.
Queen of the screen, with Botox so tight, you look like a dream, but your skin's
All right,
so
we are
thin,
not gonna
it's
sit
like
here
tissue
and
paper.
play Lauren, but it's another pretty good one, I think. Okay, we just haven't had cause to really do a Lauren video, but I'm looking. Just take heart in knowing that I am subjecting myself to her. Oh my gosh, very difficult live stream videos, and her newest one. Okay, I'm just not even going to talk about it. Listen, guys, listening to her irritates the crap out of me. Okay, it irritates me with all the, well, thanks to the reporting here at Hidden True Crime, we have captured the murdering surgeon. No, Lauren. Hidden True Crime had nothing to do with the arrest of that dude that murdered his ex-wife and new husband. No, she will take credit for anything. Okay. So her videos have that flavor, right? Where she's brainwashing people. She's telling people that she's solving crime, and she's not solving crime. But there's not really been anything that I've seen that's been interesting enough to put on to do a reaction video. It's just vague irritation and frustration. And Lori Staggs, thank you. You are a rock star. Look at this, 54 months. Thank you. Thank you, Lori. You are so sweet. Thank you for being a good friend to me and to the channel. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Okay. So I can't even peek at her insane videos. They are just so cringy, Nikki. It's so odd that people want to go and watch that. You have to ask yourself, who are these people that are hanging on every word that either she says or Web Sleuth? And we're going to look at Web Sleuth today as a reaction video. And I was just struck by how similar TriSHAW has become to Brittany J. And those are like two worlds that are so far apart. You would think, okay, they'll never like cross paths, they'll never align. And yet the similarities are so strong, like they're so powerful. I did want to play this. Hold on. Oh, wait, I got that wrong. Hold on. Hopping into the shower. Well, we all got to be clean. We all got to take baths. You hear that, TriSHAW? Everybody needs a bath. I don't think you guys can hear that. Hold on. I got to. Oh, that's the one. Okay. I'm going to share this. Your browser has blocked a screen. Okay, that's fine. All right, let me share this. I was really bored and I did a song for Scott Reich's channel just out of sheer boredom. But listen, it turned out super duper cute. Let's listen to only a minute of it and then we'll do TriSHAW. Okay. All right. You should. There we go. All right. Good deal. All right. So let's listen. Just a little bit of it. We're not going to do the whole amount. Okay. You get to put a number for how much you like the song. If you hate it, if it's awful, if it's horrible, put a 0. If you love it, if you think it's right up there with TriSHAW the Grifter, okay, you put a 5. And then you can put anywhere in between 1, 2, 3, 4. But 0 is the worst, most awful thing you've ever heard. 5, fun, great, up there with TriSHAW the Grifter.
Out in Denver, where the mountains touch the sky, Scott Reich is the lawyer with a fire in his eye.
We're only going to listen to a minute.
He's a courtroom king, never loses a fight. Got the jury in his pocket, makes the truth shine bright. With a suit pressed sharp and a grin that don't fade. He's the criminal attorney who's never been played. From the gavel's first crack to the final decree, Scott's the man who sets the guilty free.
There you go.
Oh, Scott Reich,
right.
high in the game, winning every case, putting losers to shame. With his YouTube channel, he's breaking the mold, and his bulldogs on CBD, living life bold.
All right, that's it.
He's got a Cessna humming, cuts the clouds like a knife.
All right, that's it. I'm not going to play anymore. 0 to 5, people. Put your votes in. 0 to 5. So silly, isn't it? That I don't mind telling you, that is what I do with my bored time. So dumb. So dumb. But it's fun, damn it. It's fun. And I like to have fun. All right. Hugo says, hell yeah, that's good. All right. Carmel, thank you. Good deal. All right, Lori likes it. Good deal. BMD had to jump out of the shower. She's dripping wet so she could put her vote in. There you go. Hey, Maury, thank you. Okay, that I'm embarrassed. Yeah, I am embarrassed to say that is what I do with my boredom. Okay, I sit around and make stupid songs. That's what I do. Okay, all right, here we go. So we are looking at TriSHAW. TriSHAW. That's the call of the wild. TriSHAW. Here she is. Now, I'm not going to expose you to the horrible song, Old Bat and a Cowboy Cat. No, we're not going to, no. TriSHAW, if you want like a real song, I'm happy to do one for you for your channel. Or you can use my song, Trisha the Grifta. I give you permission. All right. But Old Bat in a Cowboy Hat? No, not good. It's bad. It's a bad song, TriSHAW. So we are skipping past Old Bat in a Cowboy Hat. We're going past that. And you're saying, but I think you made a mistake, Jules. That is not TriSHAW. That is Brian Enton. Yes, it is, isn't it? Brian Enton and the cat, and TriSHAW is behind Brian Enton's screen. So look carefully to the left and you will find TriSHAW's jewel. This is so bad. Generally, Jenny, thank you for being here. We need comic relief when we've been possessed by demonic elements. It's an improvement to that last sound. Thank you, Jasmine. Dang it, we want to hear what is it improved? We hear you. Okay, you hear me, but what does it sound like? Is it the demon speaking from beyond, or is it me? You said her name out loud. I did, Andy. I did. It's my responsibility, Andy. I pulled that demonic hell from the pits of the darkest, dirtiest earth. How are you, Andy Copsa? I am your biggest fan. You're doing great work over there. We love you. Okay, now it sounds fine. Oh my God. I rebuke thee. All right. I'm not going to move, y'all. I don't know what's going on with my microphone or computer or whatever it is, but we, you know,
Woke up at dawn with the pelicans in flight. Coffee brewing strong by dawn's early light. Waves whisper secrets to my open heart. The life around this water gets me off to a great start. Parrots wild, squawking.
Okay, I silenced the parrots. Can you hear me now? How do we sound now? My Verizon has been wonky for days. I still want to know what Jules had to tell us yesterday. What did I have to tell you yesterday? Yesterday? I worked all day yesterday. Hey, Carmel, just me, clears a bell. Damn it, Janet, got up to get coffee and missed something. You're missing the demon. We are possessed. My computer is possessed. No, you know, let me tell you something, Andy. It is the most beautiful, bright blue, sunny skies here on the Texas Gulf Coast. It couldn't be a more beautiful day. Yeah, couldn't be. My brand new computer is possessed. I can see it. There was a 20-minute silent video. Oh, you know what that was? I'll tell you what that was. That was not a demon. That was an angel sent from God to protect me. You didn't need to hear what I had to say. I had a bit of a rant. Okay. So I listened. I want a hula hoop. We can hardly stand the wait. Please, Christmas, don't be late. Did y'all hear the demonic squirrel? The demonic squirrel, chipmunks. The demonic chipmunks are singing. Y'all hear that? Y'all hear that? I told y'all we were possessed. All right, damn it. Can you hear me? this is so frustrating. I am now on a completely different system. So let's try this. If you're good, if you can hear me, and let me see if you can hear the fun stuff. Hold on. If you fun
Oh,
stuff,
Lauren,
fun.
Lauren, queen of the screen. With
Are we
Botox
hearing that?
so tight, you look like a dream.
We got
but
it.
you're-
All right. Thank God. Thank God. Okay. Now then, let's jump back in here. I'm just going to start over where I was. Okay. Sorry about all that, y'all. Okay. So remember when I said I was going to draw some parallels between TriSHAW and Brittany J? Remember that? All right. Here it is. You're looking at this screen and you're thinking, Jules, have you lost your mind? That is not TriSHAW up on the screen. That is Brian Enton. And you would be correct. That is Brian Enton. But look over to the left of the screen and you'll see TriSHAW's jewel diamond encrusted velvet sofa. And right behind where that little kitty cat is, that is TriSHAW. Okay? She's there. I promise. What she has begun doing is playing Brian Enton's live videos. So she says, okay, guys, we're going to cover Nick wants to use his mom and dad's $1 million for his defense. And he's trying to get his inheritance, even though he's the one that ended their lives. Right? Okay. So she's not educated. She doesn't know the crimes, which is kind of ironic because she says, like, she names herself to be what exactly was that? I think she said that she is the I believe she says that she's the godmother of true crime. If I've got that right, put a one in the chat. I think she calls herself the godmother of true crime. Well, godmother, why don't you know the facts of these crimes? Like, how can you cover them? How can you talk about them and discuss them and bring some kind of interesting new information or a different perspective to an existing commentary? How can you do that if you don't know what the facts are? And this really really showed up and came to mind when she was trying to talk about the Lee Gilly situation coming out of Houston, Texas. Um, I do think I was the first person in this YouTube neighborhood. I think I was the first person to bring the story of Lee Gilly because as soon as we knew that his wife was dead, right? We knew that there was chatter through the hospital, and so I had heard about what had happened to her. Just got friends telling me, "Oh my God, did you hear about?" And so the day that he went into court that was the first day that I brought it to the channel. Well, since this time, because this bozo somehow eluded Houston's finest and jumped on a plane in Canada and was finally apprehended in Italy, it's now turned into this like worldwide sensation type of story. And it is quite the story. There are other crimes that were committed here. And I believe, it's my position, my opinion, I believe that there's other criminals involved. How in the hell does this guy get across the US border with Trump's enhanced border security measures? He gets across, and not only does he get it out of the country, but he's able to literally board an international flight from Toronto Airport. This is one of the most modern, up-to-date airports in the world. Okay, how'd he do it? We don't know. That remains the biggest mystery of all, how did he do it? Now, of course, TriSHAW and Stacy would say, "Oh my God, Jules, you're so dumb." He had a fake passport. Okay, but you don't know anything about passport and airline security and the multi-level security checks. So I don't care if he has a fake passport. I can I can understand a little that maybe he had such a great copy of a passport that maybe border security didn't really pick up on it. We're not too worried about our northern border, right? It's pretty lackadaisical. Southern border is a whole different story now, but the northern border is pretty. The people working that the computer systems are not quite up to date. I can appreciate he got across. He was able to drive through into Canada. That's not a stretch. That's okay. But when you talk about the multi-layered systems that are in place at that airport, he never ever should have been able to get through. It's wild. First thing, the first layer is they just check like the biometrics. Does this guy look like his this picture on the passport? And then if there's something that doesn't quite look right, they actually have fingerprints now, right? So they can check your fingerprints. Um, Toronto has retinal scanners. You can't fake that. That's real. But then if they're feeling uncomfortable and they're feeling like this just doesn't seem right, they can actually just look at the passport itself and connect it to, is this an official passport that was even put out there to make for someone? So the numbers have to match up with the original batch of authentic passports. So they're not just verifying anymore who you are. They're not just checking name to face. They're now actually looking and saying, is this a real passport from the get-go? That who cares if, unless maybe we give this particular passport number to Jules of Thought, maybe we give this particular passport to Lee Gilly, maybe we give this particular passport to Cinnamon Hot Hot, but that it had there are official passports and you can no longer just make your own, right? There's no fraudulent passports, so to speak. It has to be a real passport before it's ever issued. It's got to be a manufactured passport that matches the government passport list, right? So there's a huge mystery about this problem of how did he get on that damn airplane? That's the big problem. As soon as he got off the airplane in Italy and went through immigration, that's your first thing you do. You have to, well, you can, if you're making a connecting flight, you collect your luggage and then you go through immigration and then you have to recheck luggage. If you're sometimes you have to collect your luggage before you go through immigration. Other times they'll move your luggage through and clear it and you don't have to get it. So it's different depending on how you do it. But he got to immigration and those people in Italy immediately got him. Immediately they looked at it and they said, "This is not a Belgian passport. What is this? Like, what? Who are you?" And he was in custody. They were questioning him, and he tried to lie. Finally, he admits, "Okay, you got me. I'm Lee Gilly, and I am, scared of Texas. They're gonna kill me." That's what he told them. Okay, well, that was a lie. Lee Gilly's a liar. They have the Texas courts have not made not one move toward making this a death penalty case. And the trial was supposed to start the first week of June, right? So he's now trying to get asylum, saying they're going to kill me. And this does match up with Italian law. They will not extradite if that person is facing death or is in danger of death. So they're having a fight over who owns Lee Gilly. All right. Now then, in the end, he's going to be brought back here. Like, there's no doubt. He will. Italy doesn't want him. Italy doesn't want any part of this international scandal. For what? For what purpose? Some little loser from Houston, Texas. I'm calling him a loser. He's not a loser. His company's worth more than $3 million. It continues to operate today because he had a board of directors. But nevertheless, it is, he's a bad guy. So this is a fascinating case. There's so many layers of intrigue. It's like international spy stuff, right? It's wild. If you stumble across the case, who doesn't get interested in it? You're like, oh my God, this is so weird. This is the craziest case ever. And yet TriSHAW, who puts it on her channel, oh, Lee Gilly flees the United States. She does not know a thing about the case. Nothing. Like, when she's talking, she's saying things that are completely factually incorrect, okay? So she has now fallen. She's taken the advice of Brittany J, Brittany J has said, TriSHAW, you don't have to know these cases, silly girl. You don't have to educate yourself and learn the facts. No. All you have to do is find a real journalist, a real reporter, and just play their cases, their videos. Let their description on their channel do your work for you. And TriSHAW said, Eureka, you, Brittany J, you are a genius. We love ya. Mwah. How much money do you have to say, Brittany J? No, I added that last part for just comedic relief, okay? So literally, TriSHAW has begun playing entire segments of Brian Enton. Now, is Brian just a good guy? And he's met her at 2 or 3 different crime cons. And he's just thinking, I feel a little sorry for her. She's just an old bat in a cowboy hat. I'm not going to strike her channel. I mean, is that what is happening? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Because it's an incestuous bunch, right? That Hidden True Crime also watch TriSHAW, also watch Brian Enton. So maybe Brian feels like his hands are sort of tied, that if he strikes TriSHAW for playing his entire show, that he loses some subscribers because they go, well, how dare you strike my queen? So maybe he's choosing to turn a blind eye. Maybe he's just saying, I'm not gonna mess with this. I'm gonna let her do it. And so that is now the new model for YouTube web sleuths, and that is when she actually covers a crime, it is really just pulling up somebody else's clip and letting them talk about the crime. TriSHAW doesn't have to know a damn thing. It's really poor form, in my opinion. All right, so let's see what TriSHAW has got going on in this live, talking about Nick Reiner, Rob Reiner's son. Nick Reiner wants Rob's money. He wants his inheritance, guys. After he slaughtered his mom and dad, he's now saying, give me my money. I get an inheritance. All right, let's listen.
That cat is very smart. Right, people, of course.
Oh, oh.
How are you tonight, my darlings? Welcome to Web Sleuths YouTube Live. My name is Trisha Griffith. I am
Trisha, let me compliment you on your powder blue satin shirt. It is lovely.
the proud manager of websleuths.com. Got a little smear here going, which, by the way, is the very best true crime discussion forum ever on the planet. It's been around since 1999. I took it over in
Okay, this is for about 4 minutes, 12 seconds. She's doing a commercial for the Web Sleuths website. Y'all with me? She has a channel where she says, we're talking about Nick Reiner. Okay. Why are you doing a commercial for a website? And how long will this commercial last?
2004, and it's just evolved since then. And one of our biggest discussions, two of our biggest discussions, Nancy Guthrie and Nick Reiner. Nick Reiner is charged with killing
Nancy Guthrie? Boy, are y'all feeling like this is a little bit of clickbait? Is this clickbaity? Feels like clickbait to me.
his famous parents, Rob and I can't believe I just forgot her name. Nancy, I think. Please forgive me. I can't believe I forgot his mom's name.
Believe it. It's real.
Hold on one second.
She's real.
Anyway, we've got these two great forums discussing both of these cases, and what our members are saying are, it's incredible. They think outside the box, and when you read what they say, it makes you just, they think of things you would never think of. Michelle Reiner, my apologies, Michelle Reiner and Rob. So they think of the most, oh, sorry, doggy.
Sorry. I'm so distracted by the ADHD dog. It's the cutest little dog in the world. That is the cutest dog. Trisha, it's really hard to hear your words when Butt Nugget, that's the name of the dog, when Butt Nugget is jumping all over you. And I get it. My house is like Noah's Ark. We just collect lost geriatric animals. They're everywhere. You can hear my little birds over there just to talk in. They want to be in on the show, okay? But really, Trisha, maybe just put them in the bedroom while you're trying to do your show. But that's not, look, we can see your beautiful diamond encrusted sofa when Butt Nugget is not like jumping all over you, okay? Or here's a question, okay? Because I'm an animalist. I train my dogs to dance and fall over beds when you shoot them, and they'll sit and look at their treat. That's all I want them to do. One of them will stay step by step right next to my ankle no matter where I go. I train my animals. I have a relationship with them. All right, we're friends. Trisha, question. Why is Butt Nugget so hyper when you go live? Are you not playing with him when you're off the camera? Because if you would play with him like a lot and teach him tricks and take him on walks, and then he wouldn't act that way specifically when the camera turns on. It's like somehow he's been locked up in a cage, and then when you go live, you let him out so that he puts on a show for all of the mad bats in the chat, right? So that is an observation I made. This doesn't look like a dog who's getting regular socialization. It looks like a dog, like if you watch Jolene Lunzer, she has dogs that she loves, you can tell. And they'll walk in and they'll check on her and she'll pet them and then they go away. That's what healthy animals do that have had good socialization. But Butt Nugget acts like Trisha's been gone from the house for 3 days and has just come in. This is the way my animals act like when I've been gone and I come home. They're like, woo, Mom, here's my toy. Show the toy, Mom. I think the timing is really odd. I don't know how she gets him to do this every time she goes live. it's weird. It's like he's lonely or he's not getting. Let me suffice it to say, it doesn't seem like he's getting good socialization, in my opinion.
Most amazing theories. And again, that's why law enforcement and people from all over the world read at websleuths.com. So check it out. You don't need to join to read. I would recommend that you read first, because once you do, I promise you, you will look up and 3 hours will have gone by and it would have felt like 3 minutes.
Wow.
So
I have a question. Are you reading Web Sleuths? Are you going to Web Sleuths and keeping up with the posts and learning about the cases? I find it laughable at best that you are telling people, go there, go to Web Sleuths, go get your name on a list so you can be sold to marketers. Go do that, go there. But look, it's a commercial. How long can it last? A minute? Maybe 2? Let's see. We started at 4 minutes 12 seconds. We're now at 5 minutes 40 seconds, and she's still talking about the website that she doesn't read herself, as evidenced by the Lee Gilly case and others. But Lee Gilly is a case that every single day I'm checking, I'm calling, I'm keeping up with it because it's in my backyard.
Putting the links up to the Nancy Guthrie forum and to the Nick Reiner forum as well. We're going to be talking about Nick Reiner. Also going to talk some more about our 24-hour live show coming up July 22nd, which is the end of the world again. We do it every year.
God help us. For God's sake. Trisha, damn it to hell. Trisha, it is insensitive to do your stupid end of the world sleeping slobbering stream. It's insensitive. It's wrong, Trisha. There's a moral imperative here that you are willfully ignoring. The July 25th end of the world concept was conceived by a criminally insane nutter, Chad Daybell. Right? You understand that, right, Trisha? He's criminally insane. And then he met his demonic queen, Lori Vallow, and they went on a crime spree unlike anything that we have ever seen in modern history, by basically trying to eliminate everyone in her entire family. And in my opinion, the 2 Melanies should be facing charges along with them. Who looks at their family members, their children even, and says, oh, I can get good life insurance money off of them to fund your creepy sex life? Trisha, you are paying homage to these weirdos. You have been asked directly and publicly to not do any more of your stupid 24-hour sleeping, slobbering live stream in honor of Lori Daybell and Chad Daybell. You must stop. It's for normal people, it's disgusting and weird. It's not funny and cute. It's horrific. It's just like the 144 Roses ordered by Lauren Matthias, right? Ordered by Lauren Matthias for JJ's memorial. 144 Roses? Lauren, you two, you guys deserve each other. Lauren and Trisha are going to get a song in their honor for being completely without a soul. Trisha, I want you to give this some consideration. I want you to think about the one person in the world that you truly, authentically love. Not someone you're using, not someone with $1 million bank account that you're trying to get your grubby little fingers on. Someone that you really, really love. Okay, I want you to think about that. And then I want you to imagine that they are heinously murdered by a serial killer. All right, and the nightmare of that. And then I want you to think about what it would be like if me and Penny, Dreadful Penny, Everyday with Jay, Jolene Lunther, if we started doing a yearly carnival, collecting money for entrance into our carnival, celebrating the serial killer that murdered your loved one. I want you to imagine that. Year after year after year, you have to sit and watch me and Jay and Jolene and Penny. We're getting money celebrating the sicko that took your child or your beloved away. You okay with that? You need to do some soul searching, Hetty. You need to do some soul searching. You need to think about what this is actually, what it actually means. What it is that you're actually doing. I got an idea. Here's an idea. Instead of doing a 24-hour live stream in homage to Chad Daybell and his end of the world, criminally, sick-mindedly conceived idea, instead of that, because it is a menace to the family, it is disturbing to the family, the people that love JJ. All right, you got that? JJ's direct blood relatives are disturbed by your creepy 24-hour live collecting money in the name of Chad Daybell. They're horrified by what you're doing. Why don't you do a 24-hour, stay awake all night homage to the founder of CrimeCon, in honor of the founder of CrimeCon? And then you can spend 24 hours showing videos of CrimeCon footage from the past. Why don't you do that? Why don't you leave these people alone? I'll tell you why. Because you don't have an ounce of compassion. You don't have that little thing that's called empathy. And empathy is the thing that separates us from the baboons. They don't have it with their DNA. We do. Try to tap into that. Okay? Try to tap into empathy. Put yourself in Kay's shoes. As you get all giddy and excited about the 24-hour sleep and drool, and you start getting excited about all the money you're going to collect in that 24-hour period of time. Why don't you give that some thought? Try to tune in to what it must be like for the family of JJ to watch more criminally insane people make money off of the slaughter of their children, their brother, their grandchild. Stop what you're doing. This is not okay. You have been requested privately to not do this, and you have been requested publicly, TriSHAW. Publicly. Please don't do this. All of you people, all of you mad chatters over there, do you say that you are for victims' rights? You say that you are on the side of victims, families of victims. These people are asking you not to do this. What happened to the whole victims, right thing? Like, does it not matter that Kay and Larry and Tresha, they're asking you not to do this. Now let me be clear, because Trisha's a bit simple at times and struggles a little bit with some of these more difficult concepts. Okay, Trisha, they're not telling you you can't do a 24-hour live stream. They're not telling you that. It's your channel. Well, it's actually not your channel. It's Web Sleuth's channel. But they've made you the face of Web Sleuth. Why? I don't have any idea, but you are. You can make up your mind about programming. You can do what you want to do on your channel. What they're asking you to do is leave JJ and Charles out of it. Do not use their names, their faces, the videos that's talking about the crime. Leave their family in peace. That's what they're asking for. Do your 24-hour live stream, but my God in heaven, you can do a 24-hour live stream on tons of different topics. Like, there's all kinds of things that you can do a 24-hour live stream for. The 250th anniversary of the United States of America is happening around the same time. Why don't you do that? Why don't you do a homage to the United States of America and just show old videos like from the 1800s? And there's so many interesting archival type of footage on YouTube now, easily accessible. You don't have to go into college libraries anymore to get that. It's right there. The very first videos that were made, you can get it on YouTube. Why don't you do a 24-hour homage to the United States of America and just show big historical events or historical crimes that have happened through the years? 24 hours of nothing but chat and Lori Daybell? We don't want to see that, Trisha. They are monsters. Nobody wants to even say their name anymore. We want them to disappear into oblivion, very much like Chris Watts. We just want them in their dark, dreary, wet, dirty cells. We don't want anybody talking about them. They don't deserve that. Lori is not famous. She is infamous. Lori is a cold-blooded, soulless killer who cannibalized her own family members. And you are paying homage to these monsters. Of course, you yourself took $150,000 from Helen the Nun without a plan in mind for paying her back. You exploited Sue Pruitt, but she would make a deposit and to keep the company legal, and you would come in and empty the bank account and then go, I didn't know, I thought you could. You yourself have engaged in criminal activity, and you about to find out, girl. August, you about to find out. You broke the law. You broke Texas state law by trying to steal that woman's inheritance. You about to find out. Those exploitation charges that are coming, you about to find out. Maybe that's why you don't have a problem with the 24-hour end of the world bullshit. Maybe that's why you think it's funny and cute and a good way for you to make some more money off of JJ and Tylee's names. Maybe that's why you do it, because you yourself engage in criminal activity. Because you're able, whatever that thing is inside that says, hey, you paid for my lunch yesterday because I didn't have any money accidentally, and here's your $20. Less than 24 hours later, here's the money you paid for my lunch. Here it is back. I'm so sorry. And you were so sweet to pay for my lunch yesterday. You don't have that, Trisha. That's not in you. You don't get that at all. When it comes time for your electricity bill to be paid, you go live and you say, well, guys, I know y'all love Web Sleep. web sleuth, but it's going dark. I got to turn it off because I can't pay my electricity bill. But if somebody in here could help me pay my electricity bill, then I could keep your website online. And some kind, empathetic person would step up and just funnel money to your ass again. Lauren Matthias herself said you are raising funds, but you misuse them by getting plastic surgery. And we all see the evidence of all of your work. In my opinion, you've been on the jab, you got a breast reduction, and you got a facelift. It's all the signs are there. I don't care. I'm thinking about getting a facelift myself. I don't care about women that do that. More power to you. Do it, girl. Here's what I care about. It is expensive. Those little shots you're on, they're running between about $200 and $500 a month. A month. That facelift, if you had just a mediocre mid-level surgeon, facelift's running you $25,000, $27,000 with all the extras, lip work and your forehead. But if you had a high-end surgeon, someone who's really good, it could be $100,000, $150,000. What bothers me is that you come up here with your new little wardrobe and facelift and breast reduction. I don't even want to think about the breast reduction surgery. My guess is your health insurance would probably pay for that if you have some medical issues related to it. But girl, you had some work. And there was a period of time where you were playing pre-recorded. There was a lot of pre-recorded, a lot of reruns. I think that was your 2 months when you were healing. So did maybe Offram paid for it. Maybe Offram said, oh my God, if we got to keep her on, I guess we need to make her look presentable. So I don't care if you're a modern woman and you do improvements. I ain't got a problem with improvements at all, as long as you earned your money. Exactly what the hell did you do to get $150,000 from Helen the Nun? You earned $150,000 from Helen. What services were you giving Helen that would even remotely support an income of $150,000? And question, did you pay taxes on your income? Did you do a 1099 for those $150,000? That's the question. I'm telling you, Tricia, people are infuriated by this. Infuriated. The family of JJ Vallow, the blood relatives of JJ Vallow, are asking you not to do anything concerning JJ's name. They don't want you using their dead family members for your grifting. They want that to stop. Please show capacity for empathy by not doing it. Take your 24-hour sleep and slobber web stream. Say that 3 times in a row. Take your 24-hour sleep and slobber live stream and do something else with it. Do something different. But don't make it about the murder of this little boy. Don't do that. Just don't. You got to stop. And you know what? You can use that. You can say to your people, I've been giving this some thought. I have been thinking about this. The family is disturbed by us talking about JJ and Charles and Tylee, and I don't think I want to do that anymore in honor of the family. I want to honor the family's wishes. So we're not going to talk about Chad and Lori and their crimes on our 24-hour sleep and slobber live stream. We're going to talk about the evolution of web sleuths. We're going to go back to the very beginning of web sleuths, and we're going to do the whole 24 hours of just how web sleuths became the international phenomenon that it is today. There you go. There's your topic, okay? But please, leave this family alone, all right? Leave them alone. You made a lot of money off of it. Lauren made $3 million off of it. It's enough. They want peace. They want to heal. And they're on YouTube. Like, they've become a fixture on YouTube. You may not know what their usernames are, but they're on. Leave them alone. Leave them alone. All right. Let me ask y'all this, and I don't know the answer. Now Nikki's washing windows. She's trying to make us all feel guilty because we're not as productive as Nikki is. Here I am, 9:30 Friday morning, still in my jammies, doing a live stream, folks. I am not Nikki. Nikki is Superwoman. Hey, Bling, how are you? Bling, I got to tell you something. I wore my, remember when I ordered all the t-shirts from you? I wore one of those t-shirts with the Jewels of Thought diamonds on the front. I wore one the other day. I was at the mall. You just wouldn't believe the number of people that said, "Oh, I love your t-shirt. I love your shirt. I love your shirt." I was like, wow, maybe I messed up. Maybe I should have bought like, a couple hundred and put them on for channel merchandise. They're really pretty, Blake. Yeah. I hope you're feeling better. I hope you're on the mend. My daughters have been so hard on me. At least they have decent lives, and I'm happy for their lives. Yeah. We're in a weird period of time where there's this message to young people that if they don't like what their parents say or the opinions their parents have, that they should sever ties. And they're being inundated with this message of go no contact with your family, your old family members. That is such a dangerous message, and it has now reached epidemic proportions that there are a lot of young people now that find themselves completely isolated and alone and without help because some dumbass said, you can go no contact with your parents. Look, if your parents are abusive, if your parents are doing horrible things to you, manipulating you, hurting you, then do what you need to do. I support that. But if it's a matter of they have an opinion and you have a different opinion and you just can't tolerate it, maybe you are struggling a little bit with good mental health. People have different opinions. That's normal. And a healthy person is able to tolerate the difference of opinions and maybe even find the difference of opinion interesting. It makes for a more interesting conversation, right? But if you decide, I think I need to shut out my family, and they haven't hurt you, they've been supportive to you, they've loved you, how does that help you to alienate them? So it is a problem that we're seeing in mental health. We have more and more young people coming into therapy. And the story is, I haven't talked to my mom in 3 years. And then you say, well, what happened? Well, she voted for Donald Trump. And I'm just taken back. Wait a minute. Hold on. You went no contact with your parents after they have been loving and they've helped you and they've been there for you. You went no contact because they voted for someone that you disapproved of? Politics? You let politics tear up your family? So there's a lot of manipulation that's happening on social media, and it comes with real cost. It comes with real cost. So yeah, it it's different going no contact with someone who's abusive and they're manipulating you and they're hurting you or they're hurting your children. That's a whole different scenario than, well, you voted for someone I don't like. No, stop. We can't break up our families because of politics. Politics is it's a no-brainer. It's a nothing burger. They're all getting rich off their positions. I'm a believer in the uniparty. I don't really think the ones that get into office, I don't think there's a right wing and a left wing. I think they're all in it together. And how do you go in with a net worth of $6,000 and then 11 years later you come out and you have $16 million? Tell me that, Dan Crenshaw. Come on, Danny Boy Crenshaw, explain that to me, because we don't get it. All right, done with Brant. See how you do me? Okay. My 40-year-old daughter lives at home. Whoops. My 40-year-old daughter lives at home, has been ignoring me specifically. Evidently, I was not good enough. You were more than good enough. She's made it to 40 years. You did something right at BMD. If she's having some kind of growing pains, that's her issue. It's not your issue. Be kind, be civil, and give her space. And then she is responsible for her choices. But you make choices that you feel good about. And that is the best way to manage it. You only learn and grow by surrounding yourself with others of differing opinions, and even better, people that are smarter than you. Totally, Sketty Nona. You perfectly, absolutely well said. I went no contact because my mother was very abusive emotionally. Marissa, been there, done that. I support you 100%. The manipulation and emotional abuse can be staggering. It can be very painful. So that is something different, right? I did teach them all to be independent pillars of strength kind of men. I spawned 3 alpha males. And for that, we thank you, Mystic Firefly. This country needs those strong and confident men and women. Those are the people that, make the world go round. And so thank you for raising those healthy, confident people. The really toxic ones hate you when you forgive them. That's not hard. There's this phenomenon with narcissists. And I am talking about toxic narcissism. I'm not talking about healthy, small, teeny doses of narcissistic love. If you forgive them or you show them kindness, they hold a negative opinion of you because they say, oh, look, you're so weak. They look at the normal, empathetic, loving person. They look at them as weak. And narcissists believe that it's the alpha, it's the predator, it's the top of the food chain that's the winner. So they really, really uphold strength that is cold, where you're a person who you don't feel empathy, you don't feel connection, you fight for number one, and you don't care who you have to crawl over to get to be number one. Basically, toxic narcissists, they're apex predators, right? That is what drives them. Now, the motivation for how that develops is that they're really broken and flawed internally. They're usually children that were severely abused, bullied at school, neglected, maybe lost a lot of jobs. And unfortunately, rather than getting healthy, they take all that hate and anger from being mistreated and they turn into an apex predator. Elliot, Rogers is a good example of that. Elliot Rogers is the epitome of apex predator, a human being who was rejected, misunderstood, unwanted. Parents were too busy for him, and he basically grew up completely isolated and alone, and it all turned into seething hate. There's another one, Brian Koberger. So Elliot Rogers, Brian Koberger, those types, if you were to forgive them or you were to show them some kindness, it doesn't soften them. They look down on you and say, "Oh, you're weak. You're no good." They've got weird, strange social dynamics. Let's see. Oh, I'm sorry, Retha. Yeah. My on point emoji was about me calling Dan Crenshaw down. Listen, me and old Danny Boy, we've had a few run-ins, like real ones. Yeah, it's like, you are disgusting. You are one of the worst of the worst, because you lied to the faces of the people that supported you. There were people that really, really believed in him because he was special forces, right? That was the big thing. Go America. And people thought this guy. Let me tell you about Danny Boy Crenshaw. Yeah, Danny, go ahead. You go ahead and sue me, Bucko, because you're going to have a hard time proving that what I'm saying is a lie, because it ain't. He literally, not figuratively, literally was living in the home of his in-laws. Like, he and his wife, and I think was there one child or two? Maybe there were, yeah, two children. There's now three. He was living in the same house as his mom and dad in-law, right? The parents of his wife, okay? He was living there because he didn't have any money and he wouldn't work. Wouldn't work. Be careful about the words I'm using. So he ran this campaign. He got involved in this veterans group, that people with PTSD, and they would go out on the weekends and they would go like canoeing in the rivers, or whitewater rafting, or survival weekends, camping out in the hill country, things like that. And so he got in with this veterans group, and with the veterans group was one of our very famous disc jockeys here in Houston. And Danny Boy befriended the disc jockey. Okay, so stay with me. He's unemployed, hasn't worked, living off the dime of his father-in-law, out in Atascocita. And when he befriended this disc jockey, somehow, and I don't know how this came about, but somehow they came up with the brilliant idea: we should run you as a candidate for office. We'll run you as a candidate for office, Republican candidate for office. And I've got my bully pit. I've got my radio show. And let's see what happens. Let's see if we can get you elected. Well, as you can imagine, this is Texas, right? This is Texas. And you got the favorite disc jockey in all of Texas who's saying, Dan Crenshaw, he's your man. If he can't do it, no one can. He's not just a pirate, he's special forces. I mean, they played it up big, and he went along for the ride and got elected in a landslide. A landslide. And what happened when he got there? He just started getting rich. And everybody was like, how in the world did you, like, you've been up there 6 months, and now you've just bought a mansion on Lake Atascocita. Where'd the money come from? Like, how'd that happen? He didn't move out of the house of his in-laws and move into, a modest home like me or you would live in. No, this is a full-blown mansion, people. Circle Drive with a fountain. Crazy, right? And you're thinking, okay, is this, like, what is this? How did you do that? That is really something. And then the rest is history. And when he was one of the main people in Congress that was saying, we need a raise. Congress needs a raise. We need more money. Oh, he's had a lot. I'm going to do a live on Danny Boy Crenshaw. Thank you, Lindsay. Oh, man, I should have been doing this all along. He has got some lives that people have put up that would make your jaw drop. The audacity of this entitled asshole. Y'all wouldn't believe it. Y'all wouldn't believe it. So yes, but then he was out. The fine people in Texas that voted him in, they said, ooh, you are not Danny Boy of the patriotic song. You are a bad guy. You are the exploitator in chief, and we ain't doing this anymore. And he got voted out, and the rest is history. So, and he even went on a rant online after he got fired by the American people. He went on a rant, making himself look even worse. And everybody was like, oh, thank God we did vote him out. Anything was better than that. So there's Danny Boy Crenshaw. He's very similar to TriSHAW, that he doesn't have a single problem using other people's money for his stuff. That's the name of the game for these kind of people. Let's see. Oh, an architect. Very nice. I always wanted to be an architect when I was younger. I kept thinking, maybe I want to be an architect. And then I started reading the FBI profilers that were beginning to develop profiles of the serial killers. And once I started reading about that, I was hooked. I was like, that's what I want to do. I want to be those people studying these criminals and doing that. Now, I didn't do that. It's not what I ended up doing. I work in a hospital. I do therapy in private practice. So I did for a while do forensic evaluations. It's a lot sexier when you're reading about it in books, okay? Going into the jail and doing these evaluations, it's not rewarding. You walk out wondering if you've caught a disease, okay? So I figured out that maybe that wasn't what I wanted to do. But architecture, I wanted to do it. My brother is a civil engineer, and I have encouraged him multiple times to go back to school and become an architect with his background in civil engineering. And he says, you know how old I am? I don't want to go back to school. So we're stuck. We are what we are. All right. Lindsay's native Texan, so she knows all about Dan Crenshaw. Our politics and state government are exhausting and infuriating. The state politics in Texas is schizophrenic. That's the best word. Schizophrenic, people. Your brain cannot wrap around the mental machinations that our state Congress people go through to justify their unjustifiable behavior. Did I say that right, Lindsay? Was that accurate? These people are, it's crazy. The Texas state politics are crazy. And there's a big issue with conservative folks voting straight ticket no matter what. But actually, now that I think of it, Democrats tend to vote straight ticket as well. I think people do the straight ticket voting when they're uninformed. right? They say it's enough for me to know that I align with Democrat politics or Republican politics. And so they just go in and look for the R's or the D's, right? But we now have this phenomenon where people will say, "Oh, I'm Democrat," but then when they get elected, they're voting more toward the right of the ticket, and then doing the same thing. They run as a Republican, but then when they get into office, they align with the Democrat side of the ticket. So look, integrity in politics is over. It is no longer there. So if you're going to vote, you've got to inform yourself. You may think you're voting for a Republican, or you may think you're voting for a Democrat, but it could be just one of these people misrepresenting themselves. So you need to look at their history and what they've actually done. So like this Tallarica, I personally was stunned that he beat Tiffany Crockett. I couldn't believe that. I couldn't believe it. I was just like, what? He presents himself as this preacher, religious guy, blah, 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 middle of the road. He has some very unusual ideas that middle of the road Democrat, definitely right wing Republican, are not going to be comfortable with. But even I'm pretty moderate Democrat, right? I'm pretty center of everything. It's not exactly what he says. It's more of, it's like anyone who takes an idea that is like so well known and then takes it and rewrites it into something completely unheard of, then you get a little strange. It gets a little strange for me, but I'm a psychologist. So I look at that and I think, damn, aren't you narcissistic? Like, how do you're going to take the whole field of Christianity and you're going to rewrite it to some new idea? That's a very bold, narcissistic endeavor. You don't believe me? Look at Budweiser Light. That's exactly the lady that ran that campaign. But she was bold and narcissistic to believe that she could make a bunch of redneck, roustabout, field hand, deep red, mom and apple pie Americans. She really believed that she was going to bring them center into everybody. It was a disaster. And somebody at Budweiser should have told her, this is not the kind of campaign for this beer. Like, there are other beers that would work, but this one, this is the beer sold to roughnecks predominantly. I mean, there's a lot of like regular people that drink Budweiser too, but it was a badly conceived idea, and it was very bold. And that's how I feel about Tallarica. I think some of his ideas are very bold, and that makes me nervous about his true belief system. Do we really know his belief system, right? I'm a little with Tiffany Crockett. I felt secure with her because you know her. Like, what she can't hide nothing. Whatever she's thinking, she's going to tell you, and I do respect that. But Tallarica seems like one of those people that he's one thing in front of the camera and a totally different monster hidden behind closed doors. And that makes me nervous. Let's see. Mostly because he has zero policies. That's mostly why I was shocked. Yeah, exactly, Lindsay. He's like Beto O'Rourke on steroids, kind of. But with Beto, I can't even talk bad about Beto. He was real. Like, if you looked into his background, it matched the person in front of the camera. Tallarica doesn't. he's a almost like a molded figure that's not real, and that makes me nervous. So yeah, Tiffany Crockett was a much better choice in my opinion. Nobody asked me though. One vote, one person, right? Okay. Um, Tallarico and Paxton is going to be wild. And if you have not watched the Ken Paxton trial, it is all on YouTube. You got to watch it. You would talking about railroad. These people, his own party, they did not put witnesses under or what do you call it when you swear them in and they have to swear an oath that they won't lie? They didn't put them under oath. It's a crazy trial. You should see it. It's crazy. And it wasn't a surprise that he was exonerated. If you watch the trial, you realize, oh my God, they had nothing and they made it all up and it was all just smoke and mirrors. It was a little scary, but that scary. I don't mean scary like monsters, but scary like people would really do that to another person. And the answer is a resounding yes. They are doing it. So, okay. So yeah, Lindsay and I could talk about Texas state politics all day long because it, like I said, it's schizophrenic. You never know. It doesn't matter if someone claims to be a Democrat or Republican. You just have to go by what they do because what they say is not real. They just talk, and then do something different. It's pretty wild. So, Cinnamon Hot. How are you? I'm so glad to see you. Okay, so I'm pretty, you know, molded like Erica. Erica Kirk is another molded human being. Like she's very, I don't think Erica Kirk says a single word that hasn't been practiced. And I don't think that she, like her appearance, I think she's got a team of people that are choosing her clothes for certain messaging and statements. Yeah, and I think that's a good analogy, Sketty Nona. Tellerico and Erica Kirk are the same creature. Yeah, it just makes me nervous when I see that. I like people that just get up there and they say what they think, and that's all I want. I just want you to just tell me what you think, and then everybody else can, you know, make their decision if they like what you're thinking or not. But boy, when you start tricking mass numbers of people, that is very dangerous. That is a dangerous endeavor. So I don't want that. Yeah, I don't want that molded character out of a movie in politics. That makes me really nervous. For example, let me give you an example. So I'm the same person here on YouTube that I am with my friends. I am a bit different working, right? Because I'm in a different role. I have a different goal and a different purpose to what I'm doing. So I'm a little bit different there. But the people, like who I am here with y'all is exactly who I am with my friends or family. It's not different at all. I think when you run across someone who decides that they're going to be different when depending on who they're with, to me that's more mental instability. It's not healthy. If somebody told me that I had to come online and when I did my YouTube channel I needed to scream and yell and cuss and do all of the trauma stuff, it would feel like a sham because that's not me. That's not who I am. The majority of the time, I'm just a normal person and I'm having fun and I'm making stupid jokes that nobody else laughs at. And if I do get upset, yeah, I may cuss, I may yell, but that's real for me, right? That is who I am. I had people for a while that, would say, "Oh my God, she cussed. She she's a psychologist. What kind of psychologist would do that? Stop it, people. We're psychologists are people, okay? Stop having this idea that depending on what job you have, you're this certain person. That is not true. Look at psychologists, and there's a wide array of personalities that become psychologists. I'm an extrovert, so I'm what you see is what you get. I'm not going to filter my words very much, but I also don't, I don't create a spectacle either. So yeah, I'm just who I am, and I don't worry about trying to be a character on YouTube. I'm not going to have the contrived presentations and all that. And I'm willing to own this too. If this was my full-time job, like Lauren Matthias, if this was my full-time job, if this was how I was making a living, would it be more polished? Absolutely. If I do a presentation at the like a convention, or if I'm teaching a class or something like that, it's polished. I know what I'm doing. I have the visuals. My information is exact, and there's very little flying by the seat of my pants. Although that does tend to happen toward the end, I usually do start, my real personality comes out, and I wish it wouldn't. It gets me in trouble sometimes. Yeah, if I was trying to make a living doing this, but I'm not. I'm here because I like you guys. I like the community, and I like the discussions, and all that. So yeah, maybe that's one of the reasons why Lauren irritates me so bad, because her stuff is just so contrived. And think about this. It's so controlled, right? Everything about it is controlled. And she says things like, thanks to the reporting here at Hidden True Crime, Lee Gilly has been captured in Italy and is now in an Italian jail. That's what she says, right? So, okay, Lauren, here's my point. Everything is perfect on your set. Everything, your lipstick, your clothes, your filters, you got everything. You got your script you're going to follow to a T. And you say something like, thanks to the reporting here at Hidden True Crime, Lee Gilly has been apprehended and is in custody in Italy. No, Lauren, wrong. You did nothing. It was 100% immigration in Italy, officers. It was computers that caught Lee Gilly. It had nothing to do with your reporting, Lauren. You're being disingenuous. You're a liar. It's not. There's no. Your reporting did zero. It did squat for capturing the murderous surgeon. What was it, Ohio? It did nothing to capturing Lee Gilly. You and Hidden True Crime are not going to be responsible for Nick Reiner getting his $1 million inheritance.
So thin, it's like tissue paper. One wrong word and poof, you're a vapor.
Oh my God, Lauren.
Toes all sore and red from folks stepping on them. Now you're crying in bed.
And how are you, Kresha? It is so good to see you. She does it. Yes, she does it, Kresha. Thanks to us. We are solving crimes. We are kicking ass and taking names, baby. Come to Hidden True Crime and Web Sleuth, and we will capture these horrible criminals. Ah, you know what? You people at Hidden True Crime and Web Sleuth, you guys, we're victim advocates. You won't even listen to family members who request you not to grift off of their dead children's names any longer. No more 24-hour live streams with JJ and Tylee and Charles. End it. It's enough. It's done. So you guys can pretend that you're victim advocates. You can pretend that you're out there solving crimes and making the world a safer place for people like me. But the reality is you end up nothing. You're creating misery. Web sleuths, you're creating misery. You are harming this family who have already paid such a high price. Stop grifting. Your stupid 24-hour sleep and slobber live stream is tired and old. Stop. Do a new one. Come up with a different topic for your 24 hours of sleep and slobbering. Okay? It's enough. Leave this family alone. They need to heal. They don't need you making money off of their family members. Stop it. It's wrong. Just stop. Okay. We have to get them to stop, y'all. They're going to do this on July the 25th. We have to make them stop. Okay, it's wrong. And I did get off topic with the whole Danny Boy Crenshaw tangent. I apologize. But coming back, thank you, Krisha, for your help. Coming back to Web Sleuth, enough is enough. So here is Trisha going to solve the case of Nick Reiner trying to get his inheritance money from his mom and dad's estate when he's the one that killed them. Guess what, Trisha? He cannot get his money from them because he ended their lives. That's going to be against the life insurance money.
Because Chad Daybell said the end of the world was going to happen 2020, July 22nd. Well, guess what? It didn't happen. So
Yeah, and it's not 2020. So why are you doing a live stream? It's not the year 2020, Trisha. Why are you going to do yet again another grifting 24-hour sleeping and slobbering live stream? Why are you going to do it? It's not 2020. It's over. It's done. And if you would shut up, then Lori and Chad would be relegated to their little mouse holes that they live in until they die. We don't need to think about them anymore, Trisha. We don't need to think about them. We don't need to talk about them. Unless you're a researcher and you're writing a book or you're doing research on serial killers, we don't need to think about these assholes anymore. That you're keeping them alive. You're giving Lori a claim to fame. Oh, look, other inmates. Do any of you lowly inmates have a yearly show dedicated to you? Well, I do. I have a yearly show where they talk about me and my beloved husband. That's who you are, Trisha. That's who you are. Own it. It's disgusting. It's as disgusting as your fashion sense.
just assumed Chad got the year wrong.
Like, why are you wearing that vest? That's the ugliest vest I've ever seen in my life. I like the powder blue satin. That is very nice. I'm doing good with the necklace. I can manage that. What is the vest? Weird. Out of fashion.
And that year, we went live for 24 hours because I thought, hey, if we're all going to die, let's die together on YouTube.
Dying.
What a way to go.
We're not dying. A little boy died. A little kid died. And a young woman. And a husband. That's who died. You didn't die. We're not going to die, Trisha. They're in jail. They're in prison. They're not out and available to come and kill you. No, you're not going to die. Why are you saying we're all going to die? Because it's the part of the grift, isn't it? You are inserting yourself into a literal horror show. It was a horror what happened to this family. And you're too dumb to know that.
Well, shockingly, the end of the world didn't happen. So just in case Chad got the year wrong, every year we do a 24-hour live stream, and we do it to remember the victims. And also we raise money for a charity.
She's doing it to remember the victims. You tacky, low charisma bitch. You're doing this for the victims? No, ma'am. The victims are in heaven. The victims, the family members remain. They're alive and they are being exposed to this aberration, this abomination that you have started. You are doing nothing for victims. And you know what? I'm going to make a song about it. You're going to get it, girl.
We pick a charity, and we are in the process. Like I said, we're probably going to pick several of them, maybe JJ's School and a few others, to give you a chance, or give you a choice, I should.
Every year, this bitch with the ugly clothes says, "Oh, we're going to do a charity for JJ's School." Somebody want to call the school and find out what they've received? That would be a big fat donut. Nothing. Zero. You're disgusting abomination, lady.
Say on who you can pick to donate to. So, and we'll have lots of guests on. In fact, Stacy, you and I were talking to a guest. We're not going to say his name, but this man was on death row. He got out 9 months ago.
We're talking to a potential guest. We're not going to say his name because there's not one, because you're a liar.
Yeah. Not because he was wrongly convicted. No, he was convicted, but the evidence didn't show that he deserved the death penalty. And he is.
Okay, that's what wrongly convicted means. Okay, the conviction with the sentencing happens together. So what the hell are you talking about? You're a liar. Y'all remember this when they do this abomination of a live stream. It's an abomination. You ought to see her when she sleeps. Good God. No, don't go look. You don't want to see it because you cannot erase the image from your mind. Take it from me. But Nugget looks better than Trisha sleeping. It's fairly horrifying. For some reason, she puts Pepto-Bismol on her face when she sleeps. I'm a little embarrassed to say this, okay? I'm going to own it because I'm, what you see is what you get. I Googled, are there beauty benefits to Pepto-Bismol for your skin? None. Nope. It doesn't exist. And yet she does. And she had this enormous jar of mayonnaise on her sofa during one of her live streams. And I thought, Jesus Christ, are you putting mayonnaise on your face? Like, is that why you look like you look? Because you're not buying normal skincare products? The Pepto-Bismol is true. She did put that on her face. I know that to be a fact because I saw it. And I'm extrapolating the facts that I know to make the theory maybe she put mayonnaise on her face as a skincare product.
It's fascinating. He actually is, without question, a serial killer expert, because what did he say he spent, was it 40 years with?
I hope they, guys. If you're putting Pepto-Bismol, mayonnaise, if you're putting these food items on your face, do you think it smells? Like, even when she wipes it off, you know how when you eat, if you eat something like boiled shrimp or fried chicken, when you eat with your hands, if you don't wash them with soap after you finish eating, then they start stinking. I mean, that's usually why little kids stink, because they ate and they didn't wash the oil off of their hands and face when they finished eating, right? So, does she smell? Like you put Pepto-Bismol on your face, you kept it on your face for at least 14 hours, and you're talking and you're laughing. I can't imagine the smell. It's gotta be gagging.
Serial killers that he spent with them.
Well, 42 in the joint, so yeah.
42, yeah. And that's what he did. He just monitored them and watched them and learned about them. And he's fascinating. I mean, you can talk to him all day, couldn't you, Stacy?
Yes. My brain was
like
exploding.
Stacy was just like, I could hear her brain just going, and she was asking him all these questions. And he was talking about Rodney Alcala. And he's already written like 3 books, 2 of them while he was in prison, and one when he got out. So he's had a TV series about him already. It's amazing.
Okay, so she's going to have a killer who's on death row for 40 years, who's been interviewed on real TV, who's written 2,500 books. She's going to have him on for her little show, her little 24-hour abomination from hell. Who believes that? She can't say his name, y'all. She's not going to say his name. You can't do that. When you find out the story about Beth B, it's going to have a Hollywood ending, but we can't tell you now. We can't tell you what evidence we have. We have some evidence. Can't tell you what some evidence is. But I'm a creditor. Beth B owed me money. I'm a creditor. No, you are a scam artist.
He's agreed to come on, so that should be fun.
He's agreed to come on, so why aren't you advertising it? I mean, a guest like that is mainstream. That's going to appeal to some very serious audiences. Why aren't you advertising it? Why haven't you made a little commercial showing it? Why aren't you giving us his name? Because you are a lying McFarty face liar. TriSHAW the Grifta and liar.
And we're looking for guests, so if you have any ideas, please, please, please email us.
I'll be a guest. Invite me. I'll come on your show. Invite me, TriSHA. Let's talk about the history of Web Sleuths and what you have done on your channel historically. Let's do that. I'm available to be your guest on your 24-hour abomination. I'll even let you use my credentials, you heifer.
Producer at websleuths.com. How are you doing today, Stacy, my darling?
I'm doing great, but I'm having a turf war.
Now, question. Stacy, my darling, question to all of you guys. Does the voice, the words that she's using, does that like align with her facial expression? Listen again.
In prison, and one when he got out. So he's had we're looking for guests. So if you have any ideas, please, please, please email us. Producer at websleuths.com. How are you doing today, Stacy, my darling?
I'm doing great, but I'm having a...
You know what that is? You see the incongruence there, right? How are you, my darling? But her face hasn't changed. Her face was very stern and very angry. How are you, my darling? But the face. Now, some people might say, well, that's a line out of a horror movie. How are you, my darling? I'm about to take your head from you. Stern, cold, unconnected face, right? Or, in my world, it just looks like the definition of a psychopath.
Turf war with my daughter's dog.
Uh-oh, what's happening?
I sit on one end of the...
Uh-oh, what's happening? Okay, TriSHA, you're scaring the shit out of me here. Why is it your facial exchange, like what's happening with your face that you are like not altering your expression in congruence with what you're saying? Now they're talking about a dog who's having trouble. Oh, what's wrong with the dog? Watch her face. It doesn't change.
I'm doing great, but I'm having a turf war with my daughter's dog.
Uh-oh, what's happening?
I sit on one end of the...
You don't really care what's happening, do you, TriSHA? Like you don't care about the dog. Or is this a script you guys are reading? So there's not really a dog to care about. This story that Stacy's about to tell, it's not really happening, is it?
The couch, I get up, she takes that side where all my stuff is, and I have to move it, and then she takes that side. So I'm going back and forth. She's just
and you know, you do, and you are moving everything to make sure she's comfortable, right?
Yes.
You're the dog. I'm the human. This needs,
Yeah.
no, oh hell no, no, that's not happening. No, I get it. And yeah, sweet universe, this guy, this gentleman that we talked to, never ever said that he was innocent. Not once. No, he wasn't claiming he was innocent. He was just saying.
And you're glad to have him as a guest, like a known serial killer. You're happy he's coming on your channel as a guest. He
was not death penalty. His case should not have been about the death penalty because it had, what was it called? What were those circumstances called?
There are special circumstances that were applied at the time that they later found out didn't exist.
It's called exigent circumstances, and you're a liar. He's not coming on your channel.
A lie, a complete lie.
Yeah.
So yeah, Sweet Universe says everybody in prison says my cousin was in prison. And he said everyone says they're innocent. Yeah. Oh no, he never said he was innocent. And you'll be shocked.
He was let out.
Well, he was let out
because
and that's bragging rights, guys. If a serial killer says, "Oh, I'm totally guilty," He never asserted his innocence. You should like him. He's a great guy. He never claimed he was innocent. Trisha, you're silly, honey. You're a silly, silly, foolish lady.
Yeah, so yeah, that's a hard go to get off of death row. So
It is.
they let him out over it. Yep.
They let him out
Oh my
because there were not these
God.
special circumstances they were lied about. So he was on death row because he did kill somebody. But and you're going to be shocked when you hear this story. Not tease. Well, we are teasing you. I'm terrible. I hate people that do that, and I'm doing exactly that. But he said he'll be on our 24-hour End of the World Again live stream. So, like I said, please, if you have any guest suggestions.
This guest will never appear. Okay? It's just like the evidence of Daphne being a con artist. Oh, we have the proof. We have the evidence. We just can't show it. You can't show it because you stole the lady's telephone. You're going to be in front of a Texas judge, Trisha. You go. This is the finding out part, Trisha. August.
We'd love to hear them. Producer@websleuths.com. Okay, tonight, before we get to Nancy Guthrie, we're going to get to Nick Reiner. Now, we haven't heard about Nick Reiner.
Now, she has to throw in Nancy Guthrie's name because that's the case of the hour, isn't it? If you do a video about Nancy Guthrie, you could end up on CBS News. Everybody is looking for information on Nancy Guthrie, even though, sadly, the reality is she may not return, right? But if you can figure out a way, if you're a scammy person, you can figure out a way to talk about her, it will attract attention. So saying Nancy Guthrie over and over and over again, the algorithm is picking that up. You are a clickbaiter in addition to being a grifter, a liar, a cheater, a gambler. You're also just a fraudster.
For a while, he is charged with stabbing his parents, Rob and Michelle Reiner, to death. To me, he seems like a spoiled brat who just wants what he wants, and they weren't going to support him indefinitely in a Hollywood lifestyle. And I think
you're uninformed. Okay, you're uninformed. You don't know what you're talking about. You believe that kids, young adults who have been raised in affluence and have become what you're calling a spoiled brat, you believe the spoiled brats of the world are capable of sitting around and saying, you know what? I think I'll kill my parents. That's what you think, really? You think that's all it takes is to just be a spoiled brat? No, it requires psychopathy. It requires a full lack of empathy, something that your face looks like.
He just got mad and killed him. I don't think it gets any deeper than that. It could. Obviously, we don't know all the evidence. But apparently, Nick Reiner,
take it from me, guys, it will be more than that. It will be mental illness. And judging by the reports in the paper, the age at which these things began to occur, he's probably full-blooded schizophrenic, is my guess. And they were trying to help manage this. Robin and his wife were trying to manage this, right? It's a difficult path when you've got a family member with true mental illness like schizophrenia. It's not, this guy wasn't just sitting around on a sofa mad at mommy and daddy, and he was raised rich and entitled, and so he done the dirty deed. There was no question there is some kind of mental anomaly happening that he felt no emotional connection to the people he murdered. None.
Had a trust fund with money already in it before the killing. Okay, so it's not like his parents died and then he gets an inheritance. No, this was set up for him. And he's saying, I want that. I want my money. It's my money. My parents set it up for me. Set it up before they were killed. And he wants his money. Now, does he want to do it so he can get his money so he can get a better lawyer? Maybe. I don't know. But again, our good friend, Brian Enton, I can call him a good friend now because I met with him for exactly 5 minutes at CrimeCon. And I mean.
So he's a good friend. 5 minutes at CrimeCon? Good friend. Good friend. Great friend.
Exactly. And nicest guy in the world. He did a great report on this. So we're going to hear that. And
5 minutes time, Trisha, with zero empathetic connection to other human beings, was able to ascertain Brian Enton is a great guy. Why? Because he's got a lot of following. Because he's got a big channel. Is that why? Is that what? Because that's how you judge Lauren. Lauren is she said shitty things about you, but boy, she is a diamond, isn't she? You just love her, right? Why? Oh, that 300,000 subscribers.
Stacey, any thoughts on Nick Reiner? That's from your part of the country there.
California.
A better defense should have been that might on.
Hold on.
Detectives, when things start to settle down a little bit, it's just a few days after he was arrested. And when things settle down and detectives sit down, his brother and sister, and say, look at these pictures. Look what he did to your parents.
Brentwood. Nick.
Now, what you're seeing here is Nick Reiner after the dirty deed. Okay, he's been arrested. Does he look normal to you guys? No, he doesn't. His eyes are blank, aren't they? Psychopath, okay? Or schizophrenia. He's hearing things that you and I can't hear. So that's why he looks blank, because his thoughts, his attention is inward, not outward. Okay, now then. Notice on the bottom left, the logo. What do you see? Is that the Web Sleuth logo? Is that the big W? No, it's Brian Enton's video, isn't it? But look, Trisha and Brian Enton, best friends. He's a great guy. So he's not going to care if I steal his content.
Reiner accused of killing his parents, Rob and Michelle Reiner. And now there's this new question that has come up because these new documents have been released that show that Nick Reiner wants his inheritance. And the question is, should Nick Reiner be entitled to his inheritance from his parents, who he is accused of killing, Rob and Michelle Reiner? Reiner's demanding access to the trust his parents set up.
Okay, what are we doing here? Like, isn't this Web Sleuth? Why are we watching Brian Enton's show on Web Sleuths?
For him when he turned 30. This again is according to new court records that were released that I've been going through. And remember, he's charged with brutally killing his parents, Rob and Michelle, stabbing them to death in their bed. His attorney filed a petition. Basically, the petition says that trustees overseeing the funds have denied him access to the money. So he's been trying to get the money from the trust, his inheritance, to pay his legal bills. We'll get to that in a second. Remember, he had a high-profile attorney and then had to go to public defender. And he wants the money from the inheritance. Now there's this new filing saying that they won't give him the money out of the trust. And I'm just going through. Part of what it says is Nick loved his parents and he's devastated by their deaths. But the facts about what did and did not happen to them are not at issue in this trust litigation. The petition goes on to say, like anyone accused of a crime, Nick is presumed innocent.
This goes from 17 minutes to 37 minutes. She literally plays without interruption 20 minutes of Brian Enton. His whole presentation about Nick Reiner. Is this from the school of YouTubing by Brittany J? What do you guys think? I will share my email, Margie. I'm happy to. You know the old song, Fools and Sages @gmail.com. There you go. Somebody in her chat said Crusha had mental health issues. That is disgusting. That is, shut up, you guys. Hey, Olaf. Shut up, Trisha, you creepster. You creepy stealer, grifter, liar. You played 20 minutes. 20 minutes. Look at this. 20 minutes of Brian Enton. And I don't know. Hold on. Maybe I'm telling y'all wrong. It may have been more than that. Hold on. Because I've got it on double time. So let's go to normal time. Let's see if that changes the metrics. No, it's still the same metrics. Yeah. Okay. So it goes to 38 minutes. From 17 to 38 minutes. She played him uninterrupted, guys. Look at this crap. Well, thank you, Brian Enton, for appearing on my show. And I didn't have to talk about anything because we just let Brian work.
The pills, even though one has numbers behind it. Because again, you don't put these numbers behind it. YouTube does it for you. I don't know what the hell they're doing. So anyway, and Sienna, that is so good to see you. We're seeing several old friends here. That is wonderful. Candy Williams, Lyndon 2, our Ferraro Thicker. Peterson, good to see you. Get it right. Trust who would be trust situation. It's so hard to say because it could be set up totally different. Yeah, we don't want to give it to you yet because they can get a trustee can have instructions sometimes to say, yeah, we don't want to give it to you yet because we don't think you're going to use it properly. Because sometimes that's how trusts can be set up.
Is that what happened with your family trust? You were going to get money from your family trust and they said, oh, we're not going to give it to you because you may use it incorrectly. You may be irresponsible with the money. Maybe daddy knew that you were going to be irresponsible, and so he had it set up in a trust, whereas other people's fathers, they just give you the money before they die because you're not irresponsible.
The pressure that poor woman must be under. And I'm sure they're going to her sister and her brother, but probably not like they're going to Savannah. And I think that would be a great idea, Jesse. Hire one that the police like, because there are PIs that the police really like.
Oh my God. Now she wants Savannah Guthrie's family to hire a PI. Okay, I can't watch any more of this nonsense. Too much. We're done. No more. No. Be damned. Wash you from this channel. Except for the songs. If you guys had fun today and you can overlook the demonic possession that happens at the beginning of the stream, please hit the thumbs up. I do not upload regularly, so if you will subscribe, then you'll know when I put new content up, and I will return probably this afternoon. Talk to you later.
Oh, my Trisha. Another one of your friends is dead.
Hit the thumbs up!
And that is a very nice diamond on your hand. Is it new? Trisha rolls up with her big smile on display, spotting lonely ladies with cash tucked away. No kids, no heirs, perfect match, what a treat. She'll be your maid, your confidant, your bestie. Helen was first, sweet old soul with the nun's dream. Left all her money for the dogs and the kitties. Trisha campaign like a hero so fine. Give it to the shelter, the kitties will shine. Oh, Trisha the grifter, queen of your final breath. She'll hold your hand, pat your head, then count what's left in your bank account, your purse and your room. She's signing you up for life alert. Ka-ching, kaboom, from Helen to Beth, be the pattern so clear. She's the best friend you'll ever have. Till you disappear. She's the best friend you'll ever have. Till you disappear. Then comes Beth B, millionaire supreme. Another dear subscriber with an animal dream. But this time the script got a little bit flipped. Trisha said promise and tried to get a will. Evil Daphne is scamming, she cried to the judge while filing in court that money is mine and it always was. One rule for Helen, another for B. Different strokes for different marks, don't you see? You're the grifter, queen of inheritance cash. She'll hold your hand, pat your head, then check what's left. Phone in the purse, purse from the room. She's signing you up for life alert. Ka-ching, kaboom. From Helen to Beth, be the pattern so clear. She's the best friend you'll ever have. Till you disappear. Till you disappear. She shows the best friend you'll ever have. Till you disappear. She shows up right on time when your breathing gets thin. Takes the cell phone, the handbag, and plugs your debit card in. Dry begging donations, old news from 13, but the estate games are a true Olympic team. Grim Reaper Trisha in her finest black veil, crying real tears as she waits on the mail. grifter, angel in disguise. She'll love you to death and then monetize. Elderly donors, they come and they go, but TriSHA stays winning, don't you know? So if you're old, rich, and child free, my dears, watch out for that bestie who's always near. TriSHA the grifter, long may she sniff, scheme. She's just helping the animals, y'all.
She's just helping the animals, guys. She's just fighting for the animals. There's one thing that is stopping the money from going to Tri-City Animal in the greater Fort Worth area. Her name is TriSHA Griffith and her stupid ass lawsuit. The only reason she's the one that's doing it. Please subscribe if you haven't. Hit the thumbs up if you had fun today and you enjoyed the stream. And please overlook the demonic possession that we experienced at the beginning of the stream. Y'all have a wonderful morning. I'll be back later this afternoon, okay? Talk to you later. Bye.